Hello, Padawans. Shout out and thanks to all of you who have actually been supporting me all along. Some, Sometimes it feels like I'm talking to no one, but I know there are a few of you out there who are supporting me, which is ironic considering my standings. Right now, I am +1 against Reid from ESPN, and I'm +2 against Pete Prisco and Dave Richard from CBS, and I'm +3 for Jamey Eisenberg. Nobody else from either network can catch me. And if Reid picked wrong with the Rams at Seattle, and I think he did, he can't beat me either because the only game that's left is the Super Bowl because we have New England this week against each other, and I'm taking New England as well. Uh, Denver is at home, but they're starting basically a rookie who has no game experience. So I'm going with the team that's been steamrolling people. I'm also taking Seattle at home against the Rams. Seattle has been an absolute juggernaut this year. Um, they've had some struggles offensively when Darnold doesn't play well or turns the ball over a lot. But man, offensively and defensively, they are stout. In special teams, Shaheed is amazing. They're just. I think this is their year to reclaim the title. I will be taking Seattle over New England next week, if that's the matchup, and I think it's going to be. Um, I actually placed a bet. A couple of I've got several on Seattle winning the Super Bowl at this point, but I took Seattle over New England because it drove the odds up to plus 240. So seemed like it was a worthwhile bet to kind of reclaim my coffers for next season. Um, okay, and I've done pretty well lately on my bets. I didn't do well most of the season because good teams kept losing, but now all that's left are good teams. So it's a little easier to make bets when the teams are all good. Um, anyway, my team is in disarray, absolute chaos. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to coach them. Hard to blame them. I've seen a lot of the local people on there just going, thinking that we need to get rid of Kyler Murray, which is dumb because he's one of the 12 best quarterbacks in the league. He just has never had a good offensive coordinator, and he's never had a good offensive line. First thing they need to do is build up the line. But after watching some film on Bane, at number 3, how can you pass that guy up? To be on the opposite end of Sweat, and then having Walter Nolan in the middle, and hopefully Calais Campbell comes back for another year. He played 500 snaps at 39. Play until you can't, because he blocked several PATs or field goals this year. Dude has like 13 of them in his career. He's got giant paws. When you're the size Calais Campbell is, they're a paw. When they're the size mine are, it's a claw. Well, this one's a claw no matter what. Anyway, yeah, I have self-deprecating humor. Anyway, so that's my take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals need to overpay, and they need to get Opie in here. And I can't remember his name because COVID fog, but the head coach from the Bills that got fired. He made the playoffs 9 years in a row. Hire him. Pay $10 million a year. Tell him he can bring most of his staff because we retained the defensive coordinator. I think overall he did a good job, but they don't blitz enough. I'm not a blitz all the time guy, but you got to mix in some blitzes. You can't just rush 3 or 4 guys and expect to get to quarterbacks who can nail easily complete passes if they have 2.5 to 3 seconds. And then you have a quarterback on your team who you don't give a second and a half or more? Come on. It's basic football. I can't coach anymore. There was a time where I would have said, yeah, put me in. Let me be coach. I can't do it anymore. I don't have the energy. And unfortunately, you can't be a head coach unless you're going to put 80 to 90 hours a week in. And I could have done that before COVID, but not anymore. But for the love of God, hire the coach from the Bills. He's got the best track record. Tomlin isn't coming back this year. He needs some time off. He's enjoying his daughter playing sports in college, and he's loving life right now. He's not coming back this year and may not come back at all. He's a great coach, and I wish the Cardinals would have hired him. But we got Bruce Arians, and he's still the winningest coach in Cardinals history, so I'm not complaining. Anyway, that's enough for the Cardinals. So going forward, my channel, I will probably still do a video next week, even though I've already picked Seattle over New England. But one of the things I've decided to do is start teaching a little bit of football. But that's going to mean I need to get a new whiteboard because mine got taken by my daughter-in-law, or future daughter-in-law, and I'm not asking for it back. So I need to get a new whiteboard, and I need to figure out how to get my computer to it. Maybe there's a whiteboard app that I could do if I'm doing the videos on my computer. So I'll look into some of that because I want to teach basic football knowledge. That way people who are a little nervous can watch my videos. They can ask questions down below. I think that's a good thing to do in the off season. I do intend on watching film. I might actually do that because it looks like my career endeavor is going to be delayed for about 3 weeks while I wait for some documentation. So I'm going to be an assistant for the next few weeks at my new career. And then we'll see, if I can get that documentation in so I can actually get started on making a little bit of money, and just being more productive with my time. But I'm going to try and put together some videos for people who want to know more about football, and they can learn it from a coach who's not going to be condescending to them. Football's a complicated game. It's why I love it. It's chess with athletes. It literally is. Like, for me, the tight end is your knight, down and across the field. It's the most common route run by tight ends. Sometimes they're going to block somebody. Sometimes they're going to receive it. It's a complex sport, which is what makes it so amazing. So learning some basic concepts, and I'm not going to get too overcomplicated because it's been a while since I did it, and I don't remember all the terminology. So really, it's just going to be about teaching people how to appreciate the game and understand what's going on so they don't feel ignorant or dumb or nervous or want to be quiet. They're not knowing why people are cheering. That can be awkward for people who've never watched the sport, but they're going to a Super Bowl party. So I'll try and have a video out midweek that goes over some of those things if I can figure out how to get a whiteboard on the screen. And we'll go from there. If you're nervous about football, just know I suck at technology. I've got 4 degrees. I understand football. I understand quantum chemistry. I understand astronomy. I've taken extensive graduate work in psychology, business, and education. Technology is not my friend. I just always need help to get it going. So never be embarrassed because you don't know something you want to know. Just go ask somebody who actually understands it. It's what I do every time I have a tech issue. And one thing I've learned post-COVID is to ask for help if you need it. I had to do that this week. I could not figure out the technology for my licensure. So I went to the source and asked for help. They set up an appointment. I went in and they helped me get through the process. And then it turns out I need one thing that's going to take 3 weeks. But at least I have no other issues in front of me because I asked for help. And being disabled, a lot of life is asking for help. So if you have something you don't understand and you want help with it, and I'm talking about football right now, don't hesitate to put a note in one of my videos, and usually I'll see it, and we'll be able to see if I can do a video that addresses your concerns, so that I'm being useful to the people who've actually been supporting me. And trust me, I appreciate you. Hopefully you can like, comment, share, do the things that will, promote the algorithm a little. And they have those little boost things you can do. I don't know how it works, but I try to do it to the smaller content creators just to boost their message a little. But anyway, I appreciate anything you can do to help in this regard. Biggest thing is just thank you for your support, and hopefully you can have a good weekend of picks. I'm hoping to be the top NFL prognosticator at the end of the Super Bowl, because if I win, let's see, I'm +2, so if I just win one game more than any of my competitors, they can't beat me. And that includes Reid, who, if he loses the Seattle Los Angeles Rams game, he's done. He's eliminated. It's just me, Pete Prisco, Dave Richard, and Jamey Eisenberg. But Jamey has to go perfect. He can't miss a game, or he's eliminated. Anyway, thanks again. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy football, and be safe out there.